everybody, this is Niall, and today we get to see my first game in the top 8. And of course I accidentally shuffled my deck, which makes picking your first 5 a little harder, because they're all randomly around. So I wanted to start with Choke, as that would kind of... I don't think he was running Choke, so that would put me a little bit ahead on dice. Then I wanted Elephant, Lioness, and Turtle Guard, and the Purity as well. It's a thunder number of 13, so with Magic Purity I have enough, but I mean he's running Illusion, so the chances are I probably won't actually get to play all of those. I think I decided to go for it anyway, possibly sacrificing the ability to get the turtle, and using either maybe my own illusion dice powers or frogs or something like that. And off we go. Good roll if we were doing Holy Night, but... He got a really good roll on the other hand. Well, actually, not that many power sides, which is very interesting. You actually would rather get more basics and some power sides than just all class symbols, because it's more often that you're going to need to end up meditating anyway. For some reason the tokens weren't loading on my computer. So I tried just exiting and joining again. And the initial startup lag. And ta-da! Now they're working. So, starts off with the winged lioness. I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I couldn't decide between maybe pushing for the elephant as fast as I could or getting my own lioness as well. I ended up deciding to get my own lioness. I'm honestly not really sure if it makes a huge difference, because we're sort of each building up on our respective sides of the board before attacking. Anyway, so... I didn't know what exactly he was meditating for. Chances are either Sonic Swordsman or Hammer Knight. possibly both. And it is an HK. I am sort of kicking myself here, regretting not taking away his ceremonial die, especially considering I rolled the illusion power. If I had, it would have sort of forced either the bounty early, which I could choke, or we would have to wait for to drain my ceremonial die so that I couldn't choke, so that he could do, etc. I've pretty much already given up on the idea of getting the turtle. As you can see, I'm using dice powers, so we're just going to be looking at elephant, lioness, start, and hoping that we can end up ahead. And here comes the Sonic Swordsman. So at this point, I meditate for the frog and illusion. I guess I'm going to try and pressure his dice. And I don't really know if that's a great idea. I guess I can still... The problem is if you med too early and you're getting stuff back from like magic purity, you're possibly wasting meditations. So it's always better if you're going to be recurring dice on their basic side to save your meditations as long as you can. In this case, I will be gaining 2 more dice from bounty though, so I'll still have 7 besides those 2 that I just meditated for, but it would still be better to wait. Especially if I maybe roll a frog or an illusion power. I could have saved myself the meditation. So he started a hidden power. He knows that I have the choke, so he wants to try and make it safe for him to... He can't... Yeah, that's two side actions. Gonna change his mind then, instead get rid of my illusion. That's fair. I mean, the end of the matter is when I play my elephant, I'm not gonna have that ceremonial die anyway, so... Now the other nice thing too here is basically I can take either one of those units out with lioness. It's got stock and nature power, so... Not really sure what I'm thinking about here. I guess I'm trying to decide if should I get the elephant or just try and take out one of his guys. Looks like I'm gonna go for the elephant. Okay, well, apparently I'm not actually doing either. One thing about summoning the Elephant Rider while still having the Lioness up is that the Sonic Swordsman can very easily, say, attack the Elephant Rider and aftershock the Lioness. There's sort of no way to win that interaction. Lioness is going to die if there's another target for the Sonic. Now it does look like I'm going to go ahead and try and take down the Hammer Knight. Doesn't really have a lot of choice in terms of countering, because I'm going to be able to kill it with the frog anyway. He doesn't have Particle Shield in his deck, so... yeah, and then finish it off with the frog. Now... yeah. And then I'll pass it back over to him. The interesting thing is he doesn't really want to summon his Lioness, because as soon as he does, he doesn't have enough dice to bounty anymore. So instead he's just going to pass, hoping for a better target for Sonic. And at that point I'm going to go ahead and just get the elephant. So I think it would be better to get the ceremonial so that I could choke him, but I guess what I'm worried about is that he sort of has enough. He has Overkill and the Lioness is 4, and then if the Sonic actually hits the elephant, that's enough to take it out, which I'm worried about. So I go for the Divine. No, he's gonna, without, of course, the worry of choke, no reasons to not bounty. So I do think it would have been better to keep hold of that choke. Or to play that choke, sorry. So it's going to be 1 elephant against a Sonic, a Lioness, and a Frostback Bear. Which is pretty significant. So I'm going to decide to just start it off by trying to get things done. Killing a Sonic. I am unsuccessful. So now it's just going to be about me getting pummeled in the face by everything else he has. Oh, looks like I forgot to take the Divine die off. I'm glad he remembers. So he's gonna go for the bear. If we let the bear hit him, then basically we're assured we're done because of Aftershock and stock. So we gotta take it all in the face. Again, same deal, we gotta take it on the face. Otherwise the elephant dies. But now we're safe. But now, of course, he's not going to hit the elephant. Now he'll go for us. So, taking 7 damage to keep our elephant alive is not great. But so I was hoping to draw Niall. Did not get a Niall. Still not a bad draw, though, really. A Frostbite kind of would have been nice. That is the problem with having one card left over at the end of a round. You're sort of crippling your next round. At least if you're looking for other options. So I'm going to start off with just getting rid of that Sonic. So my idea is that this game is going to be a ground war. He's running his magnitude 11 style Orrick deck, which is the Aftershock Bros, obviously Lioness and Bear. So it's all about the board damage. So if I can stay up on the board with my Elephant, Holy Knight, etc., then I should be able to win. As such, I'm going to spend my burn focusing on that rather than direct to face. That's my theory, at least. But that was my theory. Goes for the Law of Sight. So I have a couple different options. I could either play the Purity. Well, that's what I end up doing, but the other option would be like get a Lioness or something like that. But I don't know if I really want to trade Lionesses. I guess I could. Definitely would sort of help with the life of my elephant. So he did draw his Frostbite. So that's a little scary. That's sort of a clock that's going to be hanging over our heads now. But I'm going to just go ahead and get the turtle for just 1 die, which, you know, seems alright. Again, just trying to protect the elephant. It's the idea, at least. Also, bounty. Sort of hoping to roll something a little better on Divine. Got a lot of meditating in front of us. You just keep building up his board, get some other Lioness. He's probably planning. Not exactly sure. Like, chances are good that he drew another one of the Aftershock Boys. Which one? Not really sure, but the Hammer Knight in some ways is definitely worse simply because of how it can destroy a elephant with the help of like a frog die or something like that, or even he has Frostbite. He's got options. The Sonic would definitely be more useful in terms of getting rid of my Lionesses. And Bear now. just really building up the forces on either side. I think at this point I'm kind of trying to wait on playing the Holy Knight as more of a surprise factor later on. I basically have enough dice to play all the cards I have left in my hand, which if I can, get a surprise Holy Knight and a refresh on, say, the Elephant Rider or something, that's going to be really strong. He's still worried that I've got choke. Obviously because I had the card left over first round. So he's actually gonna get the Sonic back. So it seems like maybe he didn't draw one of the Aftershock guys. And he kind of needs them back. Especially in terms of dealing with the elephant, the Aftershock is super useful. Okay, not really sure why I decide to go for the Lioness, considering it's the weakest unit. I guess I'm worried that it's going to be the most able to damage my elephant without me wanting it to, because I can't guard with the turtle. But I mean, obviously, if I attack it directly and it counters, that's just making that more so? I don't know. I don't always know why I do what I do. I don't know if you figured that out from watching these videos yet. So he's still got enough for Sonic and 2 more dice. Well, actually 4 more dice. He still hasn't bountied yet. I'm still sitting on choke though. So here comes our friend the Aftershock brother. Okay, it looks like at this point I decide I'm gonna go for the Holy Knight. Throw some big damage out there, be able to work through some of his units. The problem is, with Frostbite sitting up there, he has options that if any of his units counter, well, my Holy Knight is pretty much dead. Which, considering, especially for the bears, that's not a great trade. For me, at least. So he essentially has 1 freeze. Again, unless he wants to bounty. Assuming that he wants to save the nature die for Frostbite. So freezing the turtle will definitely help in terms of he'll be able to get more hits on either the elephant or directly onto Orrick. So he's focusing on the elephant for sure. But without a lioness, there's not really... He doesn't have any way to directly finish it off. So now's a good time for, say, my Holy Knight to swing in his Sonic or something like that, because then I won't be in the danger of dying a bloody death from a frog ping or something like that. Sort of hoping that it's a bit of a bait. I'll be able to, after he swings his bears, I can refresh and get another hit with either the elephant or the Holy Knight, whichever is still alive at that point. I've meditated one Niall, at least one Niall away already. But I'm still hoping to draw into another one and maybe a devotion as well. That would be definitely pretty killer. Could put it on the Holy Knight. So he's gonna decide to not bounty. Instead, get the Sonic up for another swing. I don't really want that, as it's going to be able to do a decent chunk of damage to my elephant. So I'm going to try and take it out with the Holy Knight again. Would have been better to swing when it was exhausted. And at this point, I decide that the choke is better used to keep the elephant alive than to possibly choke his bounty later on. So he's going to keep trying to take out that elephant. I'm just going to use the turtle to block. Still sort of hoping that he keeps swinging and I can get the refresh and the counter hit. Or it looks like I'm just going to go for it now. I don't want the risk of losing the round. Taking out another one of the bears. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't swing. Oh yeah, looks like he changed his mind. There's not really any reason not to. He can kill off the turtle guard at least. And that's the end of that round. So we're looking pretty good. He's only on 7, and we've got both a Holy Knight and an elephant against a bear. That's pretty killer. So I have to say that refresh was a really good draw. I had a fantastic draw round 2, I will say. And there's the draw that I was hoping, was the devotion and the Niall. And frostbite as well, but we won't necessarily need that frostbite. If we can get a swing basically we'll be able to swing with the elephant and the Holy Knight against a maximum of 1 defender. So at least 5 damage is getting through. Then we can Molten for the win. So that's what I'm gonna do. Side action, devotion on the Holy Knight. No, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not sure what I am doing. Oh dear. I guess I'm looking. I don't know. Because now when I kneel, that guy's just gonna be pointless. I mean, I guess I can use him, maybe trade with the bear or the lioness or something, but... Oh, well. Also, now I can't use both Frostbite and Molten Gold. That's why it's generally, I think, actually better to bounty later in the round, because then you can know what dice you need to go for. Now I'm stuck in only 2 nature dice. So he's actually gonna roast that winged lioness. Slight bit overkill, but I guess he wanted to keep up as much board as he could. I was hoping, of course, that he wouldn't be able to bounty for most of the game, like if I could hold on to choke and pressure. But it's more important to keep the elephant alive, really. So I'm gonna meditate. And, okay, I guess now I'll Molten Gold into the face. Again, I don't know why I wouldn't do the swing first and then use Molten Gold as a finisher. It's a lot better as a finisher, because you don't have to worry about like Sympathy Pain or anything like that. It's just, the only problem is possibly Vanish. That's the only card you gotta worry about. And he wasn't running it, so... And now we have the sad, sad death of my elephant. He's going to swing with the lioness, and then crescendo for another 3, and it's destroyed. Again, if I had used it earlier. But I guess I should stop saying that over and over again. Now I'm just gonna go for a turtle and back to build up my board. Not that I really have anything to do with these dice. Have a bit of trouble finding the turtle guard in my conjurations, apparently. At this point, I realized that I could have won by doing the Niall earlier. Yes, you could have. There's another reason why it may be a good idea to save bounty till later. In this sort of situation, if you had a hidden power in hand, you'd now be locked out of it. However, if you still have bounty, you can't really be locked out of anything. So I'll put down my own frostbite there. I think he's digging for another, probably Hammer Knight or Sonic Swordsman or something. Seems he didn't draw one. Going for the bear, though. Still got one more elephant. So now I think actually the Devotion Niall is still workable in this situation. He doesn't have any summons left, and it's not an unreasonable to guess that he has no more allies in hand either. Otherwise, he would have played them. So we could do that, and he won't be able to put up a defender, and we'll be able to... Nope, never mind. We'd be able to swing through with no defense, but instead, let's just frostbite and stall a little longer. He's meditated a little more than I have, I think, so that's why he's checking the card counts. Goes for hidden power. Most likely going to be recurring back that Sonic Swordsman. But at this point, essentially, we know that he can't get another defender out next turn. So maybe now we do the Devotion and Niall? Yeah, looks like it. I finally figured it out. So, Devotion, Niall. Obviously, our turtle doesn't get to do anything, but that's not a problem. Because next turn we'll be able to swing, and he can't put out a blocker. That's game. GG. Pretty brutal, sort of high-powered game. I think he had a bad draw and never saw a lot of his allies. And then I just managed to sort of keep the elephant alive long enough to tear through the bears that he was putting up, and then the Devotion and Niall at the end was a super lucky draw by me, and a great way to finish out the game. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video.